Hey everybody, this is Delta 69 Alpha. Earlier we showed you that we were doing some pears on the dehydrator, and we talked about doing some other foods for backpacking and stuff like that. Decided to throw something different on here and see how it goes. So I'll show you. Beanie weenies. One thing you want to do is pretty much make sure all your stuff's pre-cooked. I know hot dogs are already pre-cooked, but for lack of better resources, it's leftovers from the other night. So they're all cut, and I tried to get them cut about the same size I would when I do my jerky, which is like 1/4 inch. But it's not really beanie weenies, it's like chili dogs, because underneath here we have chili. Now, this is just an experiment. I've seen it to where people have done like spaghetti sauces and soups and stuff like that, and they've done it like this and then dehydrated it and then reconstitute it with water once they're in camp, like I said, or in their in their packs while they're packing. And one way that they do that is you just don't, let's close that for a minute, you just don't, you know, plop in some warm water or whatever and wham bam, it's done. It takes time. It's not a real fast meal. It's not like Mountain House where you put it on there in a couple minutes, but it's something where you could actually turn around and conserve your fuel. For example, you know that at breakfast you're cooking your breakfast, you're heating up your water for that or for your coffee. You want to turn around and you know that within 4 or 5 hours you're going to be where you need to be for the day. You can turn around and get your meal started that morning. And how you would do that is there's a number of things. You can go and you can get anything that can be used as an insulator. You can use towels, you can use the clothes in your pack basically. But when this food is dry, you'll put it like in a heavy duty freezer bag. Then you'll turn around, you'll add in the amount of water that you think you'll need, which of course takes experimenting with. That's why part of this, doing this now, is the experiment to see how much water it's going to take to reconstitute this. Then it needs to stay warm in there. So what I figured on doing, as I'm working on this now, is you just take old canned Coolies. And I already got like a freezer bag in here with some water and stuff to simulate how big of a bag I can get in here with, you know, with water. Or you can get real cheap and lazy and fancy and just buy a, this is you can sometimes pick these up at Big Lots or other stores. They're basically wine coolers for, you know, you can stick a cold wine bottle in there, and pretty much this thing's just been sitting around the house. I got it as a stocking stuffer and figured, well, if the Coolies don't work, boom, just shove it down in there, shove it down in my pack while I'm going, and it'll let this food reconstitute itself while I'm walking on the trail. Won't know for sure, like I said, not until this is dry will I be able to find out how long it takes. And like I said earlier, this is going to be more than just a one-part video, because it's going to take probably several hours for this stuff to dry, if not longer. So once that's done, I'll turn around and I'll show you what this looks like when it's completely dehydrated, if this experiment even works. Then we'll drop it in a freezer bag. We'll put some near boiling water in it, put it in one of the Coolies over there. I'll probably take some of those canned Coolies apart and sew them together so they're more like a pouch, since I have the sewing machine and everything. And then we'll time how long it takes to reconstitute it and how much water it takes. That way it kind of takes some of the guesswork out for y'all. I'm pretty sure if you wanted to look up some more information on how to do it, you could probably look at some of the ultralight backpacking forums and stuff like that, where they'll actually have people that do this a lot more than, like I said, this is my first time trying to dehydrate pre-made meals like this, so it's kind of like a learning experience. So, but that's part of everything. You need to learn it now to do it now, so you don't have to worry about it later. So basically, I'm going to turn this back on, and we're going to go until it's done, and then we'll yank it out, and we'll see how long it takes to, you know, get it back to edibility. And we'll see how it goes. see you all in a few hours. Hey everybody, this is Delta 69 Alpha for Paw Productions. In the other video we showed how we were dehydrating the pears. See, they're in the mason jar like we were talking about before. And I talked about how you can dehydrate other foods besides, you know, the fruits and the meats to make the jerkies, but for backpacking or for your short-term kits and stuff, to make, like, you know, like a poor man's mountain house, more or less, you know, to save weight in your pack. We did some chili. What you want to do is, this isn't canned, this is stuff we made. You want to try to use meats, if you're using meats in your stuff here, your dinner or your meal, you want to make sure that they're pretty lean, you don't have a lot of fat and grease in it, so it'll last longer for you. What we did was put this on the highest setting, which is our meat setting, which I think last time I said was like 160 or 150 degrees, and it pretty much had to run almost all night to get it to this consistency. You want to get to where it's like just crumbling apart. You don't have any stuff that's in here that's dry or mushy, so you want to make sure it's really dry. For the most part, it'll lift up in big chunks. And what you want to do is you'll break it down and you put it in a heavy-duty freezer bag. And to reconstitute it when you're on the trail or whatever is turn around. You don't even have to have boiling water. You could just have really, really hot water. For a couple times I experimented this, I just ran my tap water until it got as hot as, you know, hotter than I can hold my hand underneath of it. Put 2 cups of water in the bag and, you know, let it go. But what you want to do is you want to get it into some type of insulating sleeve to withhold the heat in it. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the first video or not, but, you know, I'm going to go with the old, you know, wine coolie here. And it took about 2.5 hours to reconstitute the first batch of chili that we did with the hot tap water. This is something simple, you know, you put it in there, you wrap it up, you stick it in the back of your pack, and you get into camp and it's done. And that's about it. I mean, you're pretty much unlimited in what you can dehydrate to keep in your pack. Like I said, I mean, you know, get a couple big chunks of that, fill up half that bag, and you only have a few ounces worth of food. It just takes a little bit extra time and a little bit more work. I mean, yeah, you can turn around and drop the $7 and get you, you know, some chili mac, you know, mountain house and stuff that's going to last like 30 years in the little, or whatever they say it is for little pouches. But, you know, you're also going to be sucking down like 30 million milligrams of, or grams and pounds of sodium in the process, and, you know. But we just wanted to show you that this was another way that you could do stuff with some of your, not just your food preps, but your tools that you use to prep your food. So try it out. I mean, if you guys want to post up some recipes on there and stuff, if some of y'all have done this before, we'll try them out. I mean, I don't like eating freeze-dried that much on the trail, so I'd rather much eat what I cook at home. So throw me some ideas, and, you know, we'll do swap recipes on the net or something. But I'm Delta 69 Alpha for Paul, and like I said, just wanted to give you guys another little tip that could save you some pounds in your bob and make your food a little bit more enjoyable in the outdoors.